This I'm live. Oh. What? Am I not live? It's not showing? What? That's there we go. Okay. Alright, let's get some music going. Not see Larry online. Well, people are going to be getting online soon, I think. What's up? Welcome to the live stream. Tonight we got Void versus MRJC fan club. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Well, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Is waiting on that lobby creation, and then we get right into the good stuff. Carlo, to buy the music kind of goes hard. I'm not gonna lie. All right. Oh. Check back and see. Nope. Oh. Okay. Looks like there's now one of each members in their respective VCs, so it shouldn't be too long. Won't be too long, guys. We'll be livening it up pretty soon. Oh, okay, so I can use calcified moss to get the Slopey. Okay, okay. Alright, I see Mr. Shaft online now, so... Alrighty. Oh, okay. Looks like Void is all set up in the voice chat. There's just one. There's just I think it's just Dars missing from the JC fan club VC, and we should look to get started. Hopefully, they don't forget me. There. Oh. There we go. I can see the chat now. That's great. That's an improvement from the last time I casted. I couldn't see the chat last time. It was pretty sad of Ronos. So maybe I'll be able to see the draft link. I think we're waiting on Dars, right? Dars and Dabber? Yeah, I think we're waiting on Dars and Dabber. Unless Larry changed his name? Not too sure. No, Dars is here. Because we're just missing... So I don't know who's missing. Is O Slurp Larry? No, Larry's in the Discord. Not too sure. Guessing the draft link wasn't shared, so we'll just have to recap the draft and champ select, so I won't run ads this game. Looks like it. Okay, I don't know. Because yeah, I was invited, so there's a person missing, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 7, 10. Yeah, there's a person missing. It was supposed to be 11 in the lobby. So I think Larry is the one who's not in the lobby right now. At least I think. I don't know. Unless he changed his name. But I don't know if I have him on my friends list if he added me. So I know this is Boo Boo. Don't worry, I'll be saying poo poo. I won't. Maybe Dever is having issues with the low client. And happens quite often. I mean, to be fair, the low client has not been very nice to a lot of people, so. Oh. I forgot to give me the draft link almost the entire time at N9TF, so I was kind of going in blind without any insight on the team comps, but is what is, you know. No responses. Okay. I guess there isn't a draft link yet. There's time extension? No idea what's going on. Hopefully the match plays out. Would be nice. We pray to the spectator gods for no freezes, no bugs, no crashes. Amen. I did my part right. Now do yours. Hold up them servers. Let the world depends on it. Ah, there you go. Okay, so yeah, we were just missing Larry and Dever from the lobby. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Ooh. Ooh. Looks like everyone's gonna be in their proper positions. Ooh. Oh. Oh shit. Okay, we're like halfway through the draft. Give me a second. Let me just. There we go. All right. So phase one of the bans. We got on the blue side. We got rid of Seraphine, Victor. Seraphine, Victor, Skarner. On red side, we got rid of Yasuo, Alistar, Diana. So got rid of a lot of the wombo combo style. And we picked. I'm not too sure. Let me just refresh. Okay, we picked Ezreal here for, I think, Oslurp? Yeah, I think Oslurp is Thermopomp. Unless there's a substitution, I'll be corrected in the chat if there is or whatever. And we're also locking in the Swain. Now, it could be a flex. Don't really know where the Swain is going. But here for Cedric and Metaphor, we are going to be logging in the Jinx Lulu combo. Very, very powerful duo. The shields, the extra HP from the Wild Growth, a lot of survivability and sustainability here from the Lulu. Allow the Jinx to get through the weaker, earlier part of her game. So definitely going to be helpful. Here we're going to log in Karma for the Ezreal. Good to counterbalance the kind of like shields that the Lulu gives to Jinx. You know, try to harass a 2v1 style situation from afar. And now we're moving on to the ban section. I don't know if this is Mr. Shaft's answer to the Syndra pick. But if we're banning Silas, I assume I assume that we haven't. I assume we haven't picked our mid laner yet. Maybe this could be Swain top, but we have a Karma. So unless, and Dars is like the fighter style guy, which is funny because he hasn't gotten any bans. Normally, Dars is always eating 3+ bans. Maybe this is maybe the chapter is turning. Okay, we are gonna see a Pantheon ban. I think for Mr. Larry himself, we're gonna be banning Malphite. From the side of JC Fan Club, normally great pick into what Dars likes to play himself. So we'll have to see what Void decides to pick up, because you have red side. So they could just blind pick their jungler and have counter pick top here for Poo. And I think that's something you probably want to do. Okay, yeah, so we're locking us in Zhao. Great crowd control mitigation. Great against like Syndra, Jinx, you know, 80 carries and mages that tend to have longer ranges. As long as the Crescent Guard is up, Zhao basically going to be unaffected. So able to technically mitigate a lot of damage freely. Okay, we're gonna be lucky. Oh no, not this again, man. I've seen so much Volibear from the ETS. I don't know, man. It must be like a virus people have, but it hasn't. Okay, when it dominates, it looks amazing. But other than that, bro, it's like it just gets shit on. And like, I don't know, but when you're like, oh, okay, no, so it's gonna be Larry on Volibear. Okay, that. Jungle Volibear makes a lot more sense. And, of course, Dar's going to be blind picking one of his most famed champions, the Ganku of the Palanku. And we'll have to see what Poo has in store. I'm just going to try to get the barrels down with the Gnar. Though in mini Gnar could probably just get killed if Poo misplays this, because Gangplank, it does a lot of damage. Probably gonna be, I'm assuming we're gonna see Gangplank with Grasp. That would make the most amount of sense. Send Larry a friend request here. There you go, perfect. So I always have someone from every team and stuff, because I have Poo here for Void. I have Larry for I think I'm gonna have to reposition the cams in game, but that's not really that big of a deal at the end of the day. No, doesn't really matter to us, just quality of life. So here we go, we are getting into the game. Let me just swap up this is the champ select. Let's run a small ad break, just 90 seconds of ads this time, as we get ready, because kind of forgot to do so, and the draft started kind of awkwardly, so at least there's that. But yeah. All right. So given the team comps. Wait, it's a Kale? That was I not? Oh, okay. No, they swapped the Kale at the last second. Okay. So, Poo on Kale versus Gangplank. I mean, interesting. Pre-6, I think Kale wouldn't have it too bad. But, I mean, it's really going to depend on how much space Dars can provide. Because he has kill pressure on this Kale, 100%. In a super long extended fight, I mean, if Poo is running lethal tempo, there could be an argument to say that the Kale has a chance. And of course, if ever the Gangplank is flashless and he gets ganked by Zinzao and a Kale, is going to be basically perma-slowed, perma-knocked up. Not really going to be able to get away from that. But the same kind of is true here for the Kale. If she is flashless without her ultimate, she's basically as dead as rights. So here we are entering the spectator delay, And I think if the game goes super, super late, because Kale doesn't really need any resets to get going. So if Cedric can get resets while being relatively healthy, because if this Kale kind of pops off, she's gonna do a lot of damage. So I think if JC Fan Club get a good start to a fight and they get a takedown while Jinx is alive and Jinx is tagged in the takedown, so she gets like an assist or the kill. I think late game wise, JC Fan Club have a much better team fighting team comp. Though N9TF Fox Void, Void do have a really solid amount of damage across all their champions. So it's not gonna be like where the support does negative damage like a Rakan or an Alistar. It's not gonna be where the jungler does like negative damage like a Maokai or a Sejuani, you know. Xin Zhao can get in there, and if there is no peel for this Jinx, and this Jinx is like the crutch factor, or Dars is the crutch factor, and either of them get like gangbanged early on, easy chance to turn the fight for Void. That being said, though, I feel like both teams objectively early game pretty weak. I think Xin Zhao is a better early game jungler than Volibear in terms of just being able to do more stuff, and a better duelist without red buff. It really just depends who has what cooldown available and when these picks are happening. So that's what I'm gonna go with. So I think I'm going to give, if JC Fan Club play well, advantage JC Fan Club for game number 1. So I'm just gonna switch to the in-game thing because you're gonna see it switch in like 20 seconds anyways. So might as well just pre-prep it. Not like we're gonna be missing out anything. I covered both drafts and everything that pretty much needed to be covered at the end of the day. So yeah, let's see, taskbar behavior, automatically add the taskbar. All right, here we go. We're getting into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, looks like I might not be able to mine during the game, which is perfectly fine. I'll just log out then. Alright, so here we go. Let me just make sure that my thing is all good to go. Yep, everything looks clean here. Alright, Poo doesn't have any items, but let's see. Okay, he is going Doran's Blade start. Let me just readjust the players here for you guys real quick. And I'm just gonna go over and pause the music. Alright, so essentially we've got triple. Okay, so Mr. Shav opting not to take the teleport here in game number 1. Interesting. So don't really know how this Syndra Swain matchup goes, but hopefully it goes well for Mr. Shav, because without teleport, gets punished on a bad recall or takes a bad trade and then gets punished for that. It looks like Larry going to get some good vision here onto. Larry's going to get some good vision into the red buff for Xin Zhao. Mr. Shaft is going to take a decent amount of damage here from Metaphors, and he is going to get a vision on the chickens here for Volibear. So Volibear are going to try and path differently. No, maybe looks like it's just going to chicken start here for Larry, and here we go. The game is starting. We don't have the usual Sapphire Crystal start here by Gangplank, and he has opted to take Arcane Comet. Interesting. So not looking to get any sustain, just looking to maximize as much damage as possible here. First Never Move. It's gonna land here. What Mr. Shaft is gonna want to do is he's gonna want to get as much of these procs as possible, because every soul fragment he collects gives him 12 permanent HP, and also heals him, I think, for 12% of his missing HP. Very, very helpful, especially against burst mages. Keep in mind, Dabber does have access to first strike, so is gonna look to try and get as much money as he can whenever it does happen. Cedric and Metaphor are getting a little bit pushed in here. Oslurp having a little bit of a better time getting that CS. Nice Arcane Comet proc here by Dars, trying to set up some barrel combos. So we'll have this. Cedric gonna take a lot of damage here from the Mantra Q into the Mystic Shot by the Ezreal. So it looks like early control of the lane is in favor of Void. Metaphor is taking a lot of damage. A nice comeback though with the Zap and the Fishbone Rockets. So a lot of things going through here. We have basically have an even game state in just about all lanes. Gangplank's up a little bit of CS, but I think that's because just Kale hasn't hit the wave yet, and hit that part of the wave yet, and Mr. Shaft a little bit down on CS, but Swain very low range character in terms of the early parts of the game. Yes, the Vision of the Empire is pretty long range skill shot, but don't necessarily use that to farm, and it doesn't really do much damage to minions. It's more of a line used to tag minions. Nice little glitter lance to the Chompers, but we're not going to find anything here. Mr. Shaft going to try and bait Dabber in. The Wind Become Lightning is going to tag Dabber, but Spiga going to choose to not go in instead. Mantra Qs here from Resius are starting to add up, and there is a permanent farm lead here for Gangplank, having denied at least a wave plus. Ooh, okay, Cedric gonna be taken really low here. So Larry does have access to the flash. We're gonna look to get onto budget Spiga. Spiga still has his flash, so he'll have to use it to get away. But trading for the Syndra's flash is pretty good here. Resi is trying to get as much pressure as he can. The Ghost on Swain Swain hadn't used any summoners, so still available on that margin. But the Jinx here going to possibly gonna lose a decent amount of CS if they take it back. Syndra unfortunately taking it back, not being able to finish the last chapter always feels bad when you're on a mana trigger. And so far here, Slurp having fun, but Larry going to make his way down in the bot lane to make his way through here. Just going to do a camp, but Cedric taking super low, holding the barrier, Metaphor holding the heal, believing in the mechanics of just being able to walk away. Now Metaphor is starting to absorb a lot of that poke, and have to be careful. And Mantra Q is going to be the death of Jinx. Ooh, but that's going to be first blood by a Mystic Shot. I'm surprised the barrier didn't come out. And very, very greeted for the wave, and got heavily punished for that. Already down about 13 CS. The wave's going to be pushing in. The Ghost here proc by Mr. Shaft. And oh no, Larry's going to stun the minion. Instead, the Never Move not going to connect. Wouldn't Become Lightning does tag. And yeah, the LOL in the chat realizing that we had flash queued a minion instead of Mr. Shaft. I think that could have been a kill on Shaft, or at least forced his flash. But because we kind of missed, the target, and Shaft basically gets off scot-free. And now Mr. Shaft gonna try and absorb through with the Demonic Ascension, the healing, and get through the wave. It looks like we rotated Metaphor up to make sure we get grub pressure. Zinzao went back to farming his camp. And yeah. So that's going to be objective advantage to Volibear for JC Fan Club. Dars here looking for a cheeky passive proc, but not going to be able to get it. Cedric here getting zoned off the wave even harder. Not even able to get into range for XP. Dars is, yeah, this is probably in kill range. Next time Arcane Comet is off cooldown, that's probably Lejover. But now Kale hitting the level 7 first. Interesting that Kale has more XP. Ooh, and that's gonna be a 1-for-1 here in the top lane. Flash used on both. Kale, I guess, had Scorch or something to be able to get that last little bit of damage. Dars here going for, I don't know, opportunity, I think, first. I'm not too sure. Or Collector or something? I don't know. It looks like Collector. Cedric here going to take about 20% of his HP from that. We got Spica here on his way. And Mr. Chef might be in trouble. Force a flash over the wall. But the True Shot Barrage coming in here. And the Feats of Warfare going to be claimed. And Spica going to be able to survive. But Restius is going to be taking down. The Jinx at least gets a redemption kill. But it is not a shutdown. So it's just 300 gold here. Dar's putting some good pressure here on the Kale with the Arcane Comets and the Qs. Larry here up top. McDabber roaming up, looking like they want to start trying to tilt Mr. Poo Poo. And yeah, disabling the turret, Dar's is going to be able to survive, and Poo-Poo still has his teleport, but is going to lose at least a decent part of the wave. And because we got Grubs, Rescue might be in a little bit of danger, doesn't have access to the Flash, does have access, but the Super Mega Death Rock is just going to be enough, and I don't know what Rescue was doing there. He had a ward in there, so he could see them walk up, but I don't know, I guess maybe he thought otherwise. Mr. Shaft here probably just going to get a free kill on Dars. Oh, forcing the ultimate out of Mr. Shaft is huge though. And Mr. Shaft does not have access to TB, but it looks like a lane swap has been initiated here between Poo Poo and Mr. Shaft, as Mr. Shaft can't really lane too well against the Syndra, so he's gonna try his luck against the melee champion. But the Collector being finished here for Dars, really impactful here on the gangplank. Aresius going to play up once again to break the Lulu shield. And now Kale gonna try to run down this and gonna do a good job at starting to run down the Syndra. So Syndra does have to be a little bit careful if she's up in the wave and the stun doesn't land. It's pretty much over. Spica here gonna get caught on the chompers, but it's not really gonna mean much. The teleport is available here for Syndra. We've got Grubs in 20 seconds, looking to get something done. But Spica is still around here. The True Shot Barrage gonna come in, and Oslorp just gonna get a free kill here. But yeah, Dar is able to clear the wave, and Metaphor able to survive long enough to tag a kill here on Spica. So that's going to guarantee objective prowess. So it's going to be a 2-to-1 score on objective. It looks like it wasn't it was just a temporary lane swap due to the recall and the fact that Mr. Shaft had rotated top lane. Oof, that's a lot of damage. And yeah, that kind of hurts. And that was just a barrel chain. Okay, Larry does have access to his smite. Well, not gonna go for the smite, but I would have just committed on the 6 grubs if you thought you were already gonna be dead. I think maybe committing on the grubs just to have the 6 grubs. You have a gangplank, you have a Jinx, you have characters that wanna interact with the turret in a positive manner. Ressi is gonna get a nice Mantra Q into the root, and Mr. Shaft is gonna be on a killing spree. And Dabber up in CS, but hasn't really been able to show for much at this point. But Mr. Shaft 3-0 on this Swain, really starting to put the pressure on this mid lane. Unfortunately, Larry not been able to get much done. The Xin Zhao has been kind of everywhere and has been ruining this bot lane. This hyper carry Jinx, that's 2-3 down almost 40 CS. Mr. Shaft looking to get a rotation in, but just gonna take a recall. Already has his Blackfire Torch and probably gonna have a bit more because he's 3-0. So let's see. Well, no, doesn't end up taking a recall. Dodge does still have the barrel chain. Is gonna land onto Kale, doing about 30%. Gangplank is starting to become a problem, and Poo is only falling further and further behind. But yeah, Rusty is trying to buy as much time away from the Jinx so that she doesn't get as much XP. Oh. Okay, the redemption here forced by Lulu. Speak up bot lane once again. Now, yeah, Dabber has to turn around. And Poo does have access to Flash. Probably going to be forced to use it. And the Swain W gonna be enough to tag and get a kill, but that's gonna be a 2-for-0 in the bot lane. Whoever gets this first turret is gonna get feats, and it looks like feats are gonna go over here to N9TF Fox Void, beautifully playing, just camping the shit out of the bot lane. They know that this Jinx is so far behind. No defensive summoners outside of the Flash, but there's no point in using the Flash, you're just gonna die anyways, right? Teleport here being committed by Poo in the mid lane to stop Syndra from taking more plays, but I feel like that isn't gonna be the case. Let's look at the money no me situation right now. We got about a 2,000 gold deficit here for Poo, and the same thing for Cedric. Oh, no Flash. Had the ult available, probably just didn't think it was gonna do enough. The Mantra Q here from Karma, going to be doing a lot of damage. Lulu gonna try and get something done. A True Shot Barrage almost gonna be enough. We're looking to get a Mantra Q, but Metaphor gonna be able to dodge out of the way. Very squishy this Lulu is. So we do have to be careful. Ezreal almost on that 2-item breakpoint. Where you see him pop up. He's so far ahead that his tier is only at 200 stacks, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. We got the Cosmic Drive here for Mr. Larry, and looks like Infinity Edge, the next item of choice here for Gangplank. So it looks like we're going to go 100% Crito Gangplanko, and we're going to be able to get all that Gucci damage down. Oof. Cedric taking about 20% of his HP from just a Mystic Shot. That's kind of crazy. Gale hitting level 11 could mean some things. Gets a little bit more dangerous, but Poo has been very good at denying the barrels here from darts. Has taken some to the face, but has been able to mitigate most of the barrel impact. Slurp here, though, looking to get a more turret pressure. Resius and Dabber going to be fighting in the blue side jungle. The wind becomes lightning. The audacious charge coming through. The flash force here on Dabber. And the Wild Growth, a big defensive cooldown, also not going to be available. Spica might be in a little bit of trouble. Has to flash away. But the Eye of the Emperor, the Vision of the Empire, going to be able to reduce the want, the fight, but Soma very squishy. Resius gets taken out here, and the Gangplank ult is used to deter any extra fighting, but that's a 1-for-1, so you trade your jungle for your support. I don't think that's ever worth it. And now Poo able to heal up, gonna be able to do the rift. It's fun that you have 5 grubs, but unfortunately, pretty much all the money's on your Gangplank, and your Gangplank's only there with an ult that doesn't do physical damage. If the Gangplank ult did physical damage, I feel like it could be so much more impactful. Dar's just looking to try and get a cheesy pick here onto Poo, but Poo probably knows that there is. Oh, maybe he is not aware. Oh. Alright, Poo able to live with his life. Dar's not in range to finish and did not have the ultimate as he used it in the last team fight. But here we go. Larry gonna be taking that Gromp. Looks like anti-heal early investment here coming from the Swain. 4-0. Probably has some extra money in the budget. Some extra room in the budget to make some peculiar choices. Nice dodge from the Force of Will here from Resius. We're dodging out the Dark Spheres, and Mr. Shaft is just running circles around McDabber this game. McDabber not really having a fantastic series so far. Starting off pretty shaky on what is supposed to be considered one of the power picks in the mid lane. Larry going to lose out all those grubs to Kale's enhanced auto attack. But the thing is, even though Kale's not super far ahead, heck, she's almost 3,000 gold behind. She's gaining XP. We're not denying her XP. She's down 50 CS, but I mean, that's fine. She's still level 12. At some point in the lane, even had XP advantage over the Gangplank. That's going to be the third dragon. We are on a Cloud Rift. Third dragon here, taken by for Void, and they're looking pretty solid so far. I thought JC Fanclub was coming in as the resident contender for the best team in the league, but it looks like Void, unhappy about their loss last week, want to make something happen. The flash from Larry to Poo, but Kale does have Swifty, so just naturally Volibear with just tier 1 boots, not going to be fast enough to catch. As Cosmic Jet does give a little bit of movement speed, but it only really gives a lot of movement speed when you're hitting things that proc it. And Finnair does not count. Speaking now, looking to get onto Dars is level 11, so has his rank 2 ultimate, 2 items. Dars looking to get away, but probably gonna be forced to make up his mind. Yeah, Dars here just gonna get 1v5. We don't really get anything here on JC Fanclub side. Maybe we get a bit of pressure in the mid lane turret. Jinx should be able to get the mid outer though, but you're trading 1-for-1 and they're dropping the Herald top, so things are a little bit disgusting. Osler might be in a little bit of danger. We get the Stormbringer, but the Vision of the Empire are going to be able to slow down Soma and the Never Move. But we did not reset the queue. However, we did get a tier 2. So the top inner taken relatively free. It did cost Oslurpus flash, but I mean a flash for a tier 2, that's a lot of money that the team needed, and now we've got about a 3,000 gold lead. Unfortunately, with the components that different little things that Mr. Shaft has been building, he doesn't have 2 items yet. Looks like Syndra also going for the Cosmic Drive. I'm not really a big fan of that build on Syndra. I feel like it's very vegan. You gotta focus on being able to do damage, because unlike Orianna, you know, once your burst combo is done, you only really have your Q, and sometimes, you know, you get your W or your E, but you really need that like burst combo, because that's why originally I see Syndra as a good mage in this meta. But yeah, going full in, super squishy. Larry with the AP Volibear build has the Rocket Blade to try and close the gap. Resi is here caught out, gonna get tagged by the True Shot Barrage. And we're just not going to have enough gap closing to get through this Lulu. But that's the heal and the wild growth expended here on just the Lulu getting caught out. But looks like we're going to find Larry. Vision of the Empire going to find someone. As Dar's doing a lot of damage. And we get the stun here on Spica, forcing Spica away. Spica does get tagged. And the Crescent Guard, as explained in the champ select, if it's up, the Syndra is basically an NPC. So you can't ever really ult Spica unless you know his ult is down. Because he can just turn it off because he'll naturally be away from you when you do land your ult. But that's going to be the mid-inner now taken. And Cedric here forced to flash. That's a pretty big cooldown on your Jinx. She still only has 1.5 items. Ezreal working towards his 3rd item. So things are looking pretty grim here for the side of JC Fan Club. Gangplank working towards his 3rd crit item, but looks like it's going to be Otacon given over. It is Ruinous. So because the fact they already have 3 dragons, it makes it super OP. Plus they're going to get all those petals. If they get Cloud Soul, I'm sorry, but a Swain and a Kayle with Cloud Soul are going. Swain, Kayle, and Zal with Cloud Soul are going to run you down. Looks like a little bit of an attempt to try and stop the flower gathering. But we do have the Crescent Guard, and that's a lot of damage. The Ezreal popping off. We're getting out the Cedric. Everyone's dead. Now McDabber's the only one left. Dars is defending the base in the top lane, and there's not much that he can do. Another Mystic Shot will come in clutch, and Ezreal gonna be able to take the kill here. And yeah, Kayle able to just slow the Gangplank down, speed herself up, and run away. So Boo able to just waste Dars' time. Dars, though, almost having that armor pen item. Probably gonna look to getting the anti-heal armor pen item, the Mortal Reminder, just to be able to have a little bit more impact in teamfights. The biggest problem is Dars hasn't really been part of any teamfights, and all your money is on this Gangplank. He's got a 2,600 gold lead, but he's like an absentee father. He's just not there. Every other lane is losing real hard. So that's going to be Cloud Soul. And it's Xin Zhao, Swain, and Kayle with Cloud Soul. You cannot catch those people. They are going to be so fast. Plus, they have access to tier 3 boots. They haven't come in yet for any of those 3 members, but the Ionian Victory boots have been picked up for both Resius and Slurp. And you see when they land a spell, they're just zooming around every time they land a spell. And they're poke champions, so they're always going to be landing spells. So things are just getting rough. Now we're looking like Larry is 2 levels down on budget Spica. And look at how fast this Swain is running! The Jinx has no flash because you burnt it last time! And that's no AD carry, that's a free Baron! If not, maybe that's just the end of the game. Kayle here providing a lot of pressure. Dars has to do something. Dars has the Mortal Reminder. Okay, he's got to come up clutch. He's got to Gimgoon this team fight. Okay, but look at how much damage from just one E that Swain did. That's crazy. Mr. Shaft really popping out this game. Only has 2 items too. Syndra has the same amount of items as Mr. Shaft, but it just doesn't matter. It feels like Syndra's like a pool noodle and Mr. Shaft is like the cinder block, you know? The Syndra build just has no damage. And Poo-Poo, sorry, not Poo-Poo, Mr. Shaft is just full burn. Yeah, Poo-Poo gonna be able to survive, has access to his ultimate. He did use it to survive. Larry gonna die here. Cedric just gonna go down again, the 7th death. And that's gonna be a Mystic Shot assassination onto the Lulu. Syndra is gonna be able to get a Force Unleash execution here though on Ezreal, but it doesn't really matter. It's a 4-for-1. You've got you don't have Baron, but okay, you're gonna go grab Baron. While Poo-Poo, I mean, to be fair, if Swain not teleport, we can just end the game here. But just gonna take the Baron. Probably gonna try and wait for O-Slurp, so maybe there's a Super Mega Super Mega. Ooh, Brassius is about to die. Okay. We have the ult. Why are we not ulting the Baron? Okay, well, guess we don't want to try and get any bounties. Okay, Larry, gonna be able to take the blue buff for his team though. But yeah, you see how fast Poo is. Able to use the ultimate and with the Super Mega Death Rocket. And Larry not able to close the gap, has the Rocket Belt, but just far too squishy. Mr. Shaft also, the second he gets access to his Ghost, you just see how fast they run you down. Kale now on 3 items is powerful. Should probably just finish those boots, that boot upgrade. So she can be truly obnoxious. But the wind becomes lightning into the audacious charge. Metaphor just gonna die here. And yeah, McDabber taking a trade with Mr. Shaft, but he doesn't do any damage to this Swain. This Swain just has so much HP. Vision and the Empire are gonna come, but it's gonna miss. O-Slurp gonna miss his Mystic Shot here. Looking, but that is the 3rd and final turret of the inhibitor ring, and this inhibitor goes down. That's gonna be baroned up, double super minions, and I don't know. Mr. Shaft getting taken low by this Gangplank, but Kale is just going off. She has access to the ult. It doesn't matter, but she is gonna get executed. Larry looking to make a difference, but there is no Jinx, there is no burst. Your Sintra just killed someone, so you know she has nothing left in the tank. And that's gonna be a pullback. O-Slurp going off. Zinzao able to take the turrets, and ladies and gentlemen, that's just gonna be the end of the game. Void dominantly destroy JC Fan Club in game number 1. And yeah, that was pretty fucking nasty. But not to be fair, not much to say about it. You know, it just kind of happened, and you blink and it's over. And yeah, that's. I didn't really miss anything. It just kind of ended. It looked like Poo was gonna be able to survive the laning phase and outscale. Dars had like a huge ass lead, but the problem is Dars never showed up to a team fight, and when he showed up to a team fight, he cleared the minion wave and then went go back to farming. So fortunately, just not much that we can do there, you know. So yeah. Dominant game 1 though, with an interesting comp. Cloud Soul was so beneficial for this team. Zinzao being able to just turn on the Crescent Guard and zoinks through Mr. Shaft with the Ghost on Swain and Cloud Soul. 2 Cloud Drakes, bro, zooming around. You know, able to just get all that shit out of the way. You know, it's just like hot damn, like. Not gonna lie, it was just kind of nasty. No matter how you slice it, it was just kind of nasty. It felt like there was no coming back from that. I want to see what they have planned here for JC Fan Club. I think JC Fan Club are going to be playing on red side if this is indicative of anything. But they're just chatting up the draft. The Pantheon, super big for Larry. Will Larry be able to get out of this series? We know the Gangplank's been used up. And while the Gangplank has been kind of crutch in some series for JC Fan Club, what good is a split pusher if your team loses the game before you can get anything done, you know? It just is what it is. You know, fighters are great, But assuming you take TP, you kind of got to help your team not lose the game. And that's not what we saw this game. Kind of just saw a team get thrown to the wind. And it props to Spica, Slurp, and Resius for making it a living nightmare for Cedric and Metaphor. They were not able to play the game. They got bullied the entire lane. They lost their first turret. They just got like Jinx Lulu's supposed to not be like a bad lane, but Karma Ezreal made Jinx Lulu look horrible. Cedric normally one of like the 80 carries that can perform, so he really was not having it this game. But yep. So I never got a draft link. I'm so sad. Alright, well, as always, the draft link is always late, so it's gonna be the exact same bands from game one. Yeah, it's gonna be the exact same bands from game one. And oh yeah, okay, so it is an MF insta-lock on blue side here for Void. Interesting. Now we're going to pair it with a puppy. You see, Jin, you don't really think Poppy is the GOAT. I mean, I guess you could use the Poppy Copter to cancel the Jin ult, but ain't no way you ain't going to hit someone in the way. And it looks like this time Mr. Shaft wants to take a spin at the Syndra. We're still contemplating. No, we're going to lock it in. Okay, so it's MF, Poppy, Syndra versus so far Jin and J4. Interesting team composition. Because now with the Poppy, you know, the ball delivery style system, if you put Dabber on like an Orianna and Shaft has his way in the mid lane again, it's just gonna be a sausage party in the mid lane. And no, okay, we're going for the Mel to be able to counteract the ultimate, the stun, the yeet McSkeet. So at least we're picking what feels like a better matchup, because the Swain kind of struggled early in terms of getting CS and stuff, but fantastic roams by Mr. Shaft. Was able to kill the Gangplank, who was kind of popping off. We've got counter pick here for Dars. So let's see if we're going to make that happen. So Void, seeing that counter pick for red side will be for Dars, contemplating banning out the rest of the good stuff. So we've already used the Gangplank, and for the people interested in seeing, this is what is currently disabled for both teams. Keep in mind the last draft kind of had like an issue in terms of stuff. But the Syndra is picked by both sides, so it won't be playable here for game 3 if we do get a game 3, because so far Void's team comp looks kind of nice. I don't know why we always get a Silas ban. Is that a Dars thing? What happened to Warwick? Did he fall off the face of the earth? Is Warwick garbage now? I thought Warwick was like the king of the jungle, the king of the two-lane duelist, you know la. Alright, what is JC blinding here? JC has to blind their support. We do not know if this is Spica on Poppy. Okay, so it is going to be metaphors here on Maokai, unless they decide to switch things up. But I don't think they would. It doesn't sound very smart. Tom Kenchban is interesting here from the side of JC Fan Club. I guess maybe it's just a thing that Resius plays. And yeah, we'll have to see. Okay, the Leona with the misfortune makes sense. Lockdown, bola time. You know, she's beating the shit out of your asshole. So good lockdown helps with the helps set up the Syndra, helps set up the Poppy wall stuns. It's just good overall. Let's see what the last pick here is gonna be though for the side of Void. So far, just straight up blind picking the Malphite here for Poo Poo. You'd be like, yo, pick Warwick, I dare you. Be fair, Jhin is never killing this Malphite. Jarvan is never killing this Malphite. Maybe Jarvan can kill this Malphite early game. But if we pick an AD champion here, which is what most duelists are, I mean, there is access to Gwen, but yeah, I think Gwen has to kind of be the answer here because if you don't have the Gwen, then it just feels kind of hard to get stuff done. So you pick an AD champion, then yeah, it's like Mel is the only AP, and you can't Mel reflect the Malphite ultimate. I think you can block the damage, but you can't throw it back. And the damage is only ever going to be like 150 to 200 damage anyway, so it doesn't really matter at that point. Just waiting on the champ select to start here. So, we've got an interesting draft here from both sides. Darius' champion pool is something to always put into question because even when we give him counter pick, this Gwen has to look good because they kind of sacrificed the idealism of the comp because like Gwen Jhin there's no synergy, you know. Gwen can jump into the J4 pit, which is great, and has some setup with Maokai, but the Jhin just feels kind of like, you know, a picked answer into the MF because you kind of like longer range, easier time farming and stuff, so you don't have to worry about too many things. Let's just get into the champ select here for you guys. Yeah. So that's that. I hope this Gwen is a miracle worker, because if she's not, I'm not seeing, unless like Mal just pops off and auto wins the lane. I think this Gwen is going to have to lift gonna have to do them workouts because like Cedric's playing Jhin and there's a Malphite, a Poppy, and a Leona. Who the fuck are you killing? You can try and kill MF and Syndra, but you get too close. You have 3 people that want you to hit them. So yeah, things gonna be kind of rough around the edges here for us. Let's turn off the music. Let's run a quick 90-second ad break for the home slicers, and yeah, we'll be back in the game in just a quick second. Let me just go grab a bottle of cold water, and then we shall get things done, ladies and gentlemen. Be back in a real jiffy liffy, you know. Game number 2. All right. Whew. I guess I can turn on the lights for you guys if you want. Not gonna make much of a difference to the casting, but if you want to see my cool anime shirt a little bit better, bam! Fat cat titties. Well, anime girl, cat girl titties. But yeah. Alright, we're about to get into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Can N9TF Fox Void get the good 2-0? Or will JC Fan Club put up a fight and take us to Silver Scrapes? Let's find out. Sorry, no skin roulette. My throat hurts a bit. Alright, there we go. Let me just place the players real quick. There we go. Alright, so this time we have opted for the 4 teleports. I think it is very good. Shaft didn't really look like he needed the last game, but we're going to trust him on this one. Feel like Syndra, unlike Swain with Ghost and Cloud Soul, can rotate using the teleport a little bit more appropriately. So I have to see. No lane swaps. So there's going to be the Malphite into the Gwen. It's EP Malphite from the start of it. Or at least it's going to be the Q-Max Malphite. Try and reduce the survivability of the lane here for... okay, Spica going to be found out by Soma. And we're going to get a ward down. Going to get a lot of damage onto Metaphor. Down already to half. And he went the AP Maokai route. And has the Comets. Hopefully we don't actually see an AP Maokai. Probably going to want something like a Locket to be able to deal through this MF and the Syndra. They survive the burst. And then the damage profile from the side of Void. The only downside to the team comp is if MF and Syndra, are dead, it's like 3 tanks. So damage output not going to be as optimized as it probably could be. But here we are starting the laning phase. Yeah, you can already see Dars getting Q poked out, taking a decent amount of damage. Only going to get worse as time goes on. But Pupu does have to realize that this build, this way of playing is not very mana sustainable. At least without an actual mana item in the build. A nice force of will stun here by Mr. Shaft onto Dabber. Getting him cheekily with like the outside box here. And okay, Xenoblade here going to miss from Arresius. Metaphors is behind in XP? Oh no, okay. He was just like a minion behind. Okay, interesting. Another Q from the Malphite coming hard. Malphite gonna try and save up as many of his abilities as he can to only use the Q. Try and get through the potions. That should be the second point of Q for Malphite to get some more chip damage and stuff in. So far, things looking fine. MF a little bit more CS, a lot easier to CS with MF early on. The fact that Dars though can just dash out from I don't think that's a Xenoblade you wanted to connect. You would have basically been almost taken under turret. As Leona goes wherever the champion lands or whatever, so you bait the delay with the flash. You take the Leona in the turret. You W her, and she's in aggro because she already hit you. But Metaphor's not going to be in danger here, and Force very low. And yeah, that's Maokai. That's AP Maokai with no flash. Has ignite, but Slurp was forced to flash in exchange. And here Dars. Still relatively healthy. Pupu has pots, but the thing is, the cookies don't heal mana anymore. So there's no there's no way to regain mana outside of your mana flow band and just like naturally from your Doran's ring. Is how the Doran's ring work? For those who don't know, I mean, you should already obviously know, is you heal mana every second. If you can't gain mana, you heal like close to like about 60 or less % of that in health. But I think it's about like 40% of that. Okay, Dabber looking to get some good poke here onto Mr. Shaft. But yeah, just Doran's rings on both mid laners. Just kind of awkward. Poo-poo, opting to go the tank route. So not playing the AP route, but Maokai is doubling down on the AP build, going with the Amtome start. Okay, that's some good chunk. Though Dars hadn't taken a recall. We're down about 2 waves, might be down about a wave at the end of this. But Gwen definitely happy about this current lane assignment. MRJC is going in pretty deep, and we're looking to get as much Cedric gonna be in trouble. And that double kill coming in, allowing Resius to live, because certain skill shots don't finish if you die. Oof, that's a good chunk. Riftmaker gonna be hard for Poo-Poo to deal with, though the MF already having 2 kills, and she had a BF sword on her first back. Fortunately, gonna have to just buy pickaxe. Doesn't have the money to buy BF sword, but we are looking at a Bloodthirster first, so not the most amount of damage that MF can produce. And yeah, this Hollowed Miss really good here for Dars, putting the pressure on because it just means that the Q doesn't land and Malphite wastes a lot of mana. And yeah, Poppy with the rotation here. Those, it looks like we're gonna be trading Dragon for not even trading Dragon. Okay, so we're just gonna be giving up Grubs, and hopefully with the Prio JT Fan Club, we're gonna look to start Dragon. Okay, so it is gonna be a Dragon for Grub trade. I don't think Poppy can make the rotation back down, but Resi is pretty happy about this laning phase. Has his Giant's Belt. And just overall happy about it. Ooh, that's some poke damage. I never really understand the mel damage. It's like 1,000 different little beams do like 2 damage or something. And then there's other stuff. But so far, Gwen is happy in lane. Dabber comfortably scaling. So yeah, so far JC Fan Club pretty happy about these lane assignments outside of the fact that the MF is 2-0. But if MF is the only one that's fed, they have a lot of ways of just getting on her, so. Ooh. Okay, well, that's the feat of warfare here. MF now 3-0, almost 4-0. Doesn't have the flash available. But Cedric gonna have to be a little bit careful. Oh, not gonna be able to interrupt the recall. Slurp gonna be able to get away with his life, thankfully. And yep, there we have it. Yeah, that's a lot of damage from Dars, and he has a favorable XP lead. Oh, but the flash auto gonna be enough to get through. Though Maokai and J4 looking to close in on Resius. Gonna use the Cataclysm. And we're gonna push Resius out of the Maokai, out of the J4 ultimate. But we're just trying to give the kill over to Cedric. Trying to equalize some things. So it's a 1-1 in objectives, but the Field of Warfare has been taken here by Void. As MF is really fat. It doesn't have the Bloodthirster yet, just a little bit off. But first item has been completed by Syndra. She has no boost, no tier, so that's why she has the finished item first. She even sold the Doran, so technically negged a little bit on her purchase, but this item does help her clear the wave a little bit better. And she is going to have burn access, so she can start working on that chip damage, you know. And essentially, once Oslurp has this, oh, okay, so Pupu needs, oh, gonna be able to dodge out. Oof. Had to use the Unstoppable Force, but ended up with about like less than 200 HP. Larry here looking for maybe a play towards the bot lane, but the bot try is warded from the blue side, by the blue side. So Larry is looking for a through the lane gank. Kind of wants Maokai to hit that level 6. Oh, and Pupu. Pupu dying here. This is horrible. Okay, we're able to get the shutdown here, but Cedric might be able to get away. Nice stun though by Mr. Shaft. But that is an execute. Mr. Shaft not going to be able to get away. And the Mel ultimate use, I don't really know what it does. I know it can kind of like proc some stuff. But Poppy going to try and play through. Gonna get the execute. Spica is going to kill. Okay. Metaphor gonna try and survive from this Poppy. And it looks like he's going to be able to get away. Poppy is on a ward. Poppy doesn't know about it. Gonna get stopped here by Jin. But that was a lot expended to get this MF. Though it was a little bit worthwhile, able to close the gap. But yeah, Pupu not having any fun in this lane. That blunder really costed him a lot. The solo, the isolated death under the turret. Pupu also had flash, so there was a chance that Pupu could have lived, but Pupu just said, Yep, the Unstoppable Force going to be used here. Resius might be caught out. Sorry, Metaphors might be caught out. And yeah, Mr. Shaft just gonna get the burn kill, and we're looking to dive. We're looking to dive Cedric. We have the teleport here being channeled by Gwen, but we got a wave, so it's a 2v4. We have the Syndra ultimate, and Spica is tanking the turrets. But that is going to be a double kill. Soma is trying to finish off this Mel fight. But Mel is just going to be taken down. And that is going to be the feats of warfare if another wave crashes in here into the bot lane. Okay, it looks like the turret is gonna survive for now, but that is gonna be the second dragon of the game taken. This time it's gonna be taken by the side of Void. Void pretty happy about this exchange. The bot lane once again 1-6. Their bot lane 4-4, but the MF has money, and that's what matters in this matchup. You see how much sustain this MF has. There is a good amount of damage here on the side of JC Fan Club. But the biggest problem is the Poppy is fed, so she can tank through a lot of this burst to get to the target. The Malphite, while not being fed, you can't stop his ult. You can't Gwen W it because he'll be on you. So that doesn't matter. So that's going to be feats of strength taken. MF's going to get the turret bounty. And she's going to look to snowball even more. Understanding that we need mobility. Mr. Shaft went with the Swifties right away. I wouldn't be surprised if... Ooh, okay. Now, Slurp doesn't have the ult. Oh, had the ultimate, just chose not to use it. I think Metaphors would have just died. But look, we are now fighting over this blue buff. And yeah, Dar's enjoying this lane. We have the Hollow Radiance now on Pupudo. Resius may be forcing a bit too much. We did manage to get, I guess, the Ignite out of Maokai. And we're looking to get... Okay, the current call being summoned, and now Resi is going to be in a little bit of danger. The Poppycopter going to be used, but not going to work out. So that's a 1 for 0. And I mean, Dar still has access to the Needlework. Okay, Metaphor with a nice flash to be able to get on Oslorp, but Oslorp has the cleanse, has the flash in response to be able to survive that. And yeah, look at how much Oslorp is just healing up. It's just sustaining through all this poke. And now Cedric has almost no mana. Down to 70% HP. Can't really fight as well as this Misfortune can, but it looks like this Misfortune wants to take it back. Has almost 3,000 gold that she wants to spend. Dar's looking to take as many turrets places as possible, but as it goes, is Dar's gonna be able to get away? Yeah, but there's just no damage to lock down this Gwen, right? Yeah, no, there's a Heartsteel proc, but that's probably just going to be the top turret taken here by Void. Alright, Mr. Chef gonna try and get something done. Not gonna exactly land the stun here. Shielded Debris coming out for Leona, and we're trying to get something done. The Nature's Grass summoned out by Metaphors. Now that's a huge ultimate used in exchange for Leona's Aftershock. I don't think that was worth it. And so now we're gonna be trading maybe 2 turrets here, or maybe close to 3. Cedric here forced to cleanse, but now Metaphor is just going to be dead. Resius doesn't really have any mana anymore, but we're going to find a pick onto Dars and onto Soma. Unfortunately, the flag and track gonna be interrupted. That's gonna be another kill here. That's gonna be a kill here for Pupu. Now we're gonna get the we're gonna get the dragon, and we got about 70% of the mid inhib turret's HP. Things are looking very good. Yeah, this Bobby just doesn't take any damage, and this Malphite just doesn't care. Once again, a lot of your money is on this Gwen, but Gwen's a 1v1er, not a 1v5er. So, and Dars is nowhere near, has nowhere near the funds needed to be able to contest this big Poppy, this big Syndra, this big MF. And Leona just has a lot of HPs. You can't kill her. Malphite has too much MR, so it doesn't matter. And by the time you try to focus down this Poppy, this MF will just kill you. Because, yeah, see, sold the dagger because Berserker Greaves kind of sucks. So just went with the IE and Swift Marchers insta-buy from the slightly magical boots. So yeah, this MF, Slurp is ready to carry this game, and it's gonna be a pretty convincing 2-0 here from the side of Void unless something changes. This AP Maokai really not getting anything done. Honestly, horrible build. It's just a Batan moment, but oof. Metaphors, yeah, see, like, look, Syndra, even with the vegan style build, still almost able to one-shot the Maokai through her combo. And, like, you're giving up a turret, but, I mean, is the turret really worth a Ruinous Otacon? I don't think so. A Voracious, maybe. A Ruinous, definitely not. Yeah, that's a free Otacon. As Slurp has the damage to just heal through it, and Mr. Shaft not really in danger, and there's no wave in the mid lane, so sure we might get pressure on an inner, but he doesn't really push that fast. He's not that far ahead when you think about it at the end of the day. We're getting some damage here on the mid outer here for JC Fanclub, but the second the rest of the team shows up, MF was on flower petal clearing duty, I think. That's why she took her time. Alright, just healing up. So yeah, we get the outer turret in the mid lane, and we get a decent chunk on the top inner, but we lose Otacon for it. And Ruinous Otacon, the thing people have to understand is it's a passive buff. It doesn't wear off after 3 minutes, so you can't just try and survive it. And we're on an Infernal Rift, so it's what it's. Let's find out. It is 25% increased effect. So every dragon, every Baron and stuff. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, you know? Gwen finally finished 2 items, but now MF and Syndra on 2.5. So there are damage items here on the side of JC Fanclub, but is it gonna be able to do enough? Because I mean, to be fair, Resius has 150 stacks on his and now Soma had to commit suicide to try and let his oh, well, we have the Unstoppable Force just to get out of the curtain call, and Pupu's gonna be just fine. And that was the Jhin ultimate invested, and we didn't really get anything out of it. We lose we lose Soma, and we lose an inner, and now Dars isn't really safe to try and defend. And yeah, the Nature's Graph is going to be summoned up, but we're going to be able to get this inner turret. We're going to be able to keep going. Now we get the root. We get the stun onto Cedric. We get to explode Metaphor because Keck W, why not? And now Spiga flashed through the wall. And there's not much that JC Fanclub can do. The execute not even going to be enough to come through with the Mel ultimate. We're trying to get some damage out there, but I mean, Dabber trying to do damage, but here Pupu just freely taking a top inner turret. We've sieged the the bot inhibitors so that it's pretty free. And yeah, it just, yeah, now look at how fast Slurp is healing. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't have to recall anymore. Poo now on 2 items, has the attack speed reduction, so Jin already going to be attacking like never. And yeah, this Poppy is huge. I'm taking a recall. Let's see, almost have a full Thornmail on the back. Poo even getting another Negatron Cloak. See what this MF is going to buy when she recalls. Already has about 1900 gold. Dar's already in a little bit of trouble. Knows that he has to try and survive. Because if he dies again, things are going to get bad. Another Heartsteel proc. That's 230 extra HP for this support Leona. She is so tanky. Dar's just gets one shot, executed. It doesn't matter. You can dodge the Malphite ult, but if you dodge the Malphite ult, you'll be next to a wall. That means Poppy will just kill you. And that's probably just the end of the game. And yeah. Yeah, no, unfortunately, the drafting here from JC Fan Club hasn't really gotten much done. Thank you, Ramja, for the raid. Ramjada for the raid. Sorry, I didn't see it until just now. Yeah, that's gonna be a free Baron Nashor for the side of Void, and this is looking like a super convincing 2-0. Metaphor gonna get caught out once again, and now he's just gonna be sent to the Pound Town. Slurp face checking against a Jarvan because it just doesn't matter. Poo can just start fucking him up, and we Poppy ult him away. The Poppy Copter is making sure that we get the Baron, and that there's not gonna be a way through. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. I guess the Nightbot hit you up with the spamming of the emotes. Yeah. Sorry, I have the auto mod on, so I can I can see the chat when I'm casting. Apologies for that. But yeah, okay, Metaphor is trying to force a fight, trying to find something on Slurp, but they're gonna get rooted up, just gonna get executed. Cedric here in a bit of trouble, doesn't have access to the cleanse, but gonna be able to walk away for now. But this inhibitor turret not gonna be surviving for long. We're looking for a play on Dabber, but the Xenoblade isn't gonna land, and that's the first inhibitor going down here for JC fan for Void. They only have to take 2 left, but they might not even have to. They're doing a lot of damage. The needlework coming out, and it's not really hitting anybody. As this counter pick was crucial, and it didn't really do anything. Mel, unfortunately, forgetting that if you reflect Leona, you kind of just kill yourself. And they're going to be taken to jail with that play. And the MF is just popping off. You can't kill her as Soma has left the game. And yeah, that's just it. That's a convincing 2-0. And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. 9TF Void, your first seeded team, your first place team in Eternals Esports, and it doesn't even look close. This team kind of just leveled up over the start. They like dropped a single match, and then they've been winning the rest. So they've just been scaling to the skies. So look forward to seeing them next week for, I believe, their final match before playoffs. So this is what concludes week 6. 2-0 definitive win by Void over JC Fan Club. Pretty interesting upset. I thought the teams were like evenly matched. You know, that the Poo Dars matchup was going to be more interesting. But Poo kind of just never gave a fuck about Dars and just helped his team win the game. Dars kind of just watched his team lose the game, you know. Sometimes it is what it is. But Cedric and Metaphor have fallen from grace because they looked so good in the earlier weeks. But I don't know. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the stream. VOD will be up tomorrow morning at 10 in the morning for those interested anyways. And we'll see you next time there's a cast. Hopefully there's a cast outside of Sunday so I can cast more than just Sunday. But I will be casting every Sunday, whatever team isn't being casted by Canal's official casting team. And we'll see you then. Uploads every day at 10 a.m. for variety content, Blue Archive, League of Legends, RuneScape, and other stuff like anime reviews and stuff like that. If you're interested, check out youtube.com/The Fallen Sanctum. Other than that, I'm gonna head on out. But you guys take care. Thank you for watching the real Giga Chats, the ones that stayed the entire time. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.